Jersey summer season, and really marks the time when folks really start flocking to the Jersey Shore for their summer vacations. Visitors and people who call this their summer residence, returning to our beaches and our waterways for rest and relaxation and some good summer fun. New Jersey's 130 miles of ocean coastline and 157 miles of Delaware Bay and river waters, plus all of the inland lakes we have and rivers and streams. We know because of that, recreational boating has become one of the most popular summer activities that people can engage in. And with that growing popularity comes an even greater personal responsibility on the part of boat operators and the need to ensure that proper safety measures are in place to prevent accidents out on the water. Boating is about enjoying the summer and relaxing with your family and friends, absolutely. But it also comes with a responsibility to the people that you're with and to the other people on the water, to be vigilant, to be responsible, and to be safe, and to stop accidents from happening to begin with. The fact is that these boating-related accidents happen, and they sometimes end in tragedy. I want to recognize Bonnie Post for being here today. She's been the force behind getting this law passed because she, unfortunately, has experienced tragedy firsthand. In 2008, she lost her husband after a hit-and-run boating collision on the Matinacock River in Brick, and she still bears scars from her own injuries that were inflicted that day. Bonnie, well, thank you for being here. Thank you for turning your lone loss into a fight for this law. And as I told her when we approached each other just a couple of moments ago, this law would not have happened but for her voice and for her energy and her effort. Bonnie, thank you. You're going to make everyone a lot safer because of what you've done. So today I just signed a measure that will help ensure accountability in boating-related accidents by increasing the penalties for anyone who improperly leaves the scene of a boating accident in waters here in New Jersey. New Jersey law already required the operator of a boat involved in an accident to stop the boat immediately and assist any injured parties as long as they could do so safely. Now with this legislation, it's a second-degree offense to leave the scene of a boating accident if the accident results in the death of anyone involved in that accident. Second-degree offenses are punishable by a prison term of 5 to 10 years, up to $150,000 in fines, or both. If the accident results in serious injury, leaving the scene will be considered a third-degree crime, punishable by 3 to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $15,000, or both. In addition, there are increased penalties for failing to assist injured parties at the scene of the accident. Penalties for a first offense are a fine of not less than $200 or more than $400, and imprisonment of not more than up to 30 days. For a subsequent offense, it's $400 to $600, and an imprisonment from 30 to 90 days, or both. The bottom line is this: we want people to boat in our waterways, want them to come here on vacation, enjoy themselves at the shore in every part of our coastline and our inland waters. But we also need to make sure that people understand that they have a responsibility when they climb into a boat to make sure that they do things to prevent accidents from happening, and if that accidents do happen, that they have a responsibility to help those who may have been significantly injured. We want all the different boaters to enjoy the summer, of course. We want everybody to enjoy the summer in New Jersey. Today I spent some time up in Ocean Grove before I became here. It was the 22nd boardwalk that is now opened, the final one that's opened after being destroyed by Hurricane Sandy. So we can sit here this summer and say that every one of our boardwalks that was destroyed had now been rebuilt and reopened and are being enjoyed by the people who live here and the people who come to vacation here. And so as we get back into a greater sense of normalcy, not complete normalcy yet, certainly, but a greater sense of normalcy here at the Jersey Shore, we need to make sure that everyone who comes here wants to come back, and when they come back, that they're safe. I want to thank all the folks here, Senator Holzappel, Assemblyman Wolf, Assemblyman McGuckin, from this part of the state. They are particularly aware of what can happen in this area and have spent a lot of time, not just on this piece of legislation, but on others. And all the rest of the legislators who are here, thank you all for being here. We appreciate your support on this, and this is not a partisan issue. We have folks from both sides of the aisle who understand that these are important tools for us to give to law enforcement, which is why we're here today with the state police signing this bill, because they're going to be the folks in the main who are responsible for enforcing this law along with the state attorney general's office. So before it gets any hotter, I don't know if it can, but before it does, I want to introduce for some remarks Bonnie Post to tell her story and to let you all understand why I said what I said before, that This bill would not be law today if it wasn't for Bonnie and her family and their efforts. So Bonnie, please come on.
Thank you, Governor Christie. I am truly honored to have been asked to say a few words today. Anyone who knows me realizes how difficult a task that actually will be, to say a few words, but I will try. I want to first thank everyone here for coming out and taking the time on this holiday weekend to attend the signing today. On behalf of my sons, Bobby and John, our family, and our many close friends of Bob, I want to thank everyone involved in helping get this legislation signed into law. From the original bill sponsors almost 6 years ago, to the other legislators who got involved along the way, to Governor Christie. I do realize this was a bipartisan effort, and I know that is very hard sometimes to do in this government, and I very much appreciate that. We also thank the state police for aiding in the rescue that awful night, as well as their investigating and trying to bring the man responsible to justice. Thank you to all our many friends, old and new, who have supported us throughout these very difficult past 6 years. I would be remiss in not thanking a person who does not want to be thanked. He has been behind the scenes since day one, keeping this issue alive. He started BOLTS, a group that stands for Boaters Outraged at Leaving the Scene. He was keeping over 1,000 people apprised of the daily occurrences of the trial for 3 weeks last spring. He keeps everyone up to date with what's happening with the legislation and bringing this into law.